This video contains information that may not be suitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.
Today's video is a reaction to a video posted by Kevin Samuels titled, "Women Must Be Protected from Themselves." We often hear black women complain that black men don't protect them. However, you never hear women who make that complaint ask the question why. If there's a widespread problem with black men failing to protect black women, there has to be a reason this is happening, right? So why do these strong, independent women appear to be afraid to ask the question, why won't you protect me? The reason they won't ask is the same reason why they don't get protected. It's because too many of you strong, independent types are too masculine. Their male ego will not allow them to show that they're vulnerable. Sisters, if you won't let a man see that you're vulnerable, it won't activate his natural instinct to protect you. Let's talk about it. The complaint that black men don't protect black women is a product of the feminist movement, and it's the result of modern women believing that it's all right for them to do anything that a man does. If a man can stay out all night drinking, drugging, having sex with lottie-dottie and everybody, modern women think that they should be able to do it also without judgment.
Yeah, I have some guy friends that know about my wholeness because, it's the boys and, I can open up to them and they open up to me. And I know about, the games that they play. But I think for me, I be playing the game back. You think I like you, but I really don't. I'm just trying to get and keep it moving. And that is different than, yes, I agree. You shouldn't believe everything a man says to you. You should get, in touch with the game. But not every woman is like that. Some women just want to be open and sexual, and that's okay. That's their body. If you don't want to be with them, then don't.
And here's a Muppet newsflash, ladies. Women don't get protected who believe that a man cannot tell them what to do. If a man tries to tell a modern woman what to do, then he's controlling, okay? Women don't get protected when they are not leadable and teachable, ladies. And a woman must be teachable so that she can learn from her man what he needs her to do to help him protect her. Now, one of the main things that the modern woman needs her man to teach her is how to dress in public. Women sometimes get disrespected on the street even when she's with her man because of the way that she's dressed. But too often, the man cannot deal with the guy who disrespected his woman because she's too busy trying to fight him herself. He might tell her to go to the car, but she'll often refuse to go. And see, women who won't listen to their men don't get protection from their men. Now, I was dating this Slim Goody, Principal Greer-looking chick whose hip size was 42, but her waistline was a -2. See, her ass was so fat you could see it from the front, brothers. And not only was she very fine and damn near 9, but she was all natural, okay? Hair, nails, and so on. Waist training and booty surgery wasn't even a thing back then. And her breast was just big enough to fit into a champagne glass, so I knew her body was the real deal, okay? Now, I was going to take her on a weekend trip to Toronto, Canada, to party during the Caravana. And I took her shopping to get a new outfit. So she picked out these coochie-cutting booty shorts that had about 1,000 tassels on them. And I asked her, where are you planning to wear those? And she said, to the Caravana. And I said, not with me, you're not. And I'm not going to be whooping niggas' ass all weekend for saying some disrespectful shit to you when they see you walking down the street nose, okay? And guys, this is why you can't let your woman go out shopping alone, okay? You have to protect her from herself. Otherwise, she's going to be walking around half naked. Leviticus 8:18 says, "The nakedness of your father's wife you shall not uncover. It is your father's nakedness." When a man and a woman are married, it's only an illusion that they have two separate bodies, okay? They are in reality one body. When she is uncovered, then he is uncovered. When his wife is naked, then he's unnaked. Therefore, your job is not just to protect, but to keep her covered physically and spiritually. Now, the problem with too many modern women is they don't have a man, okay, which makes them uncovered spiritually. Ergo, they believe that it's okay for them to walk around half naked. But my mother used to tell my sisters, Men believe that a woman is willing to show, she's willing to share. If you don't want to be treated like a piece of meat, then treat yourself or present yourself as a piece of art. When you are a work of art, men will be willing to pay a high price to get you. And the reason the Mona Lisa is worth $170 million is because that is the price that men are willing to pay to acquire her. Black men have been telling black women to cover their ass for nearly 4 decades, but they have gotten to the place where they see no problem with literally showing their ass in public. Ladies, in that situation, a man's natural instinct is to fuck you rather than protect you. Okay? You can count on the fact that he will get all the sex that he wants from you and then dump you. Why? It's because he understands that if you are willing to show your ass in public, then you probably have shared your ass with a lot of the public. Matthew 5:27 says, "You have heard it said by them of old times, you shall not commit adultery." Thou shalt not commit adultery is the 6th commandment of the 10 commandments. You see, we've been told that adultery is wrong, but we have never been told why it's wrong. We know that God issued a commandment against adultery, but we have been never had it explained to us. Okay, why did he issue it? Now, you'll never be able to fully understand why God issued a commandment against adultery until you know what that word actually means. The word adultery means polluted. Okay, when you use the word adulterated in a sentence, you are talking about rendering something to be poorer in quality by adding another substance to it.
When it comes to men and why we look at women with high body counts as less valuable is because, one, we think about it as how many people do I have to share this girl with? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is going to be my wife, how many people am I really have I shared this girl with too? So if she has 100 body counts, a man might not be like, yo, I don't want to have this girl who had 100 other men. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has different thresholds. Another thing is going to be like, if she has a high body count, why is she either weak-minded in the decision-making skills, or is she just foolish?
So adultery is not just limited to a wife having sex with a man that's not her husband. Adultery occurs when women have had sex with more than one man. Okay? Women become adulterated when they have the sperm and chemicals from several men's bodies absorbed into their bodies. Therefore, they become polluted.
Watch it, sucker.
Now, women inherently know this, which is why most of them try to hide their body count. See, they've taken a lot of men's waste into their bodies because nobody ever taught them the importance of waste management. There go women with high body counts, they're polluted, okay? Their bodies are no better than a sewer with a poor waste management system. Brothers, having sex with a polluted woman is like sticking your joint in a toilet that is filled to the rim with excrement. 1 Corinthians 6:16 says, "Know you not that he which is joined to or has sex with a harlot is one body? For two, God says, shall be one flesh." And Genesis 2:24 says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." And Mark 10:8 says, "And they two shall be one flesh, so then they are no more two, but one flesh." When the Bible talks about the two shall be one flesh, that is not some kind of abstract Bible mumble jumble. It is a real chemical process that begins to take place once a man and a woman has sex. When a man has sex with a hoe, his body starts becoming one with that hoe. God put 42 chemicals in a man's body that are passed into a woman's body when he kisses her, hugs her intimately, or has sex with her. Now, you already know that a man can leave his fingerprints just by touching something, right? You already know that a man can leave his DNA on a glass just by drinking something. Therefore, you must know that a man can leave his life print and DNA on a woman by touching her intimately or having sex with her body. And using condoms does not prevent this chemical process that makes two bodies become one flesh from beginning. Now, what happens to a woman's body when she receives the 42 chemicals that God designed to make her become one flesh with one man, from 2 or 3 or 100 different men? Her body gets polluted. She becomes adulterated or rendered poorer in quality because all of those men deposited their substance into it. Genesis 3:16 says, "Unto the woman God said, I will multiply your sorrow and your conception. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you." Now, all of you cats who will try to debate me on this next point, You get a PhD in biblical studies, then you'll be qualified to challenge me, all right? The original sin in the Bible was a sexual sin. And before God took Eve out of Adam, he was all one, or he had both male and female genitals. And this is why God said it's not good that man should be all one. So God took the female part of Adam out and made Eve. But the problem was Satan roamed around in the garden. He was still all one, okay? He still had male and female genitals. And the devil caught Eve by herself and seduced her into having sex with him. Then she talked her husband into having a threesome with him.
I do believe that when men learn and move into their proper stand, women will automatically flow into theirs. I was taught that as a young woman, that God created man as the head, but somewhere along the line, women forgot that, and we stopped teaching that to our young women. And if we elevate our men, then they will also elevate us.
When God found out what happened, he told Eve, I'm going to fix you so that your sexual desire shall only be to your husband. And when he told her that he shall rule over you, God was talking about his body chemistry will dominate hers. And this is why a woman can get hooked on a man, sort of like being hooked on heroin. And this is the why when he leaves her, she goes through a type of withdrawal or drug recovery process. See, her desire has become for the drug or for the body chemistry of her husband only. And the modern woman still has a God-given innate desire to have a husband. However, the sexual freedom that they explored caused the modern woman's mind and body to be polluted with the chemicals of many men. So it's difficult for her to become one flesh with her husband because she has too many men in between her and him. And brothers, this is the physiological reason why 80% of modern women divorce their husbands. Is because it's easy for her to leave them because they never became one flesh. Now, pheromone is the body's most powerful attracting chemical, okay? It's a natural aphrodisiac that makes one person become sexually aroused by another, right? Oxytocin, on the other hand, is a very powerful bonding chemical that causes two people to cleave to and desire only one another. And over a period of time, this chemical causes the woman's body biorhythm to change to match her husband's, and it causes her menstrual cycle, in most cases, to change. In other words, his body chemistry begins to dominate hers. All right, now, some couples are already naturally matched, all right? And the bond is created, but no noticeable physical changes in the woman's body takes place. Now, if a woman has had sex with more than one man, she receives oxytocin from each man. And just as male lions fight for dominance of a pride to ensure their ability to reproduce, the sperm and chemicals from different men fight for dominance inside of the woman's body. And this internal war can make a woman hyper, overly emotional, aggressive, rebellious, and or combative. And over a period of time, this internal activity can have a permanent impact on a woman's body and physiology. Now, you need to know that I didn't just pull this wisdom out of my rectum, okay? According to the University of Cambridge article on the Faculty of Biology, physiology is the branch of biology relating to the function of organs and organ systems and how they work within the body. And it covers life from the single cell to how individuals such as the heart, lungs, and kidneys work right up to, the whole body. And physiologists deal with questions about hormonal influence on behavior and the impact of the function on the brain. Therefore, a physiologist will confirm to you that what I'm saying is true. Brothers, you may not realize it, but a lot of red pill and blue pill content on YouTube is conditioning you to desire to get rich so that you can attract the woman of your desires, okay? But the truth is they are leading you to use money to attract women. And if you do that, you're only going to attract hood rats. And see, hood rats have ticks and fleas and they carry disease because of the places they've been crawling in and the men that they let crawling on them, right? If you stick your Raw Johnson into one of them, okay, and ejaculate, all right, you're going to pull some of the chemicals that they have inside of them inside of you, okay? So don't have sex with a hood rat. You might pull some of those chemicals from other men that she has inside of her into you. Therefore, before you know it, you might even start desiring other men. Now, have you seen hood rats walk the street at night and wonder why they don't get attacked? It's because nobody's going to mess with a hood rat, okay? If the hood dudes don't mess with her, then you shouldn't either. And sisters, if you want to attract the kind of man who will love, protect, and provide for you, you have to stop using the cheese of your body. Otherwise, you're going to only attract cats that are rats, okay? Cover yourself up and look respectable, then men will have more respect for you. If you walk around like this young woman, showing her titties with a dress cut up halfway to your booty, the most the average man is going to do is just fuck you, okay? He is not going to want to take you around his family or introduce you to his co-workers. He will treat you like a fisherman does a big fish that he caught. He will show you off to his friends and then throw you back in the water. Well, that's all that I have for now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, share this video with your family and friends, and I'll be back with something new that nobody told you. Until then, remember that God loves you, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll see you next time on Maximizing Fatherhood.